What's up, Ramblers? It's your favorite CEO, Angelo. Before we start, today's episode is sponsored by OffSource. Actually, the entire podcast is sponsored by OffSource as part of our resource initiative to bring founders and entrepreneurs like you as much support as possible. What is OffSource? Glad you asked. OffSource is a service tech startup based right here in Connecticut, and they are changing the game. Instead of matching founders with a singular virtual assistant, they provide founders with an entire team of virtual assistants that are in-house and cover a wide range of services like admin, bookkeeping, social media management, graphic and web design, and so much more. And the best part is it's fast, flexible, affordable, and all done from your computer, phone, or tablet. Get your team of virtual assistants today by visiting offsource.tech and clicking the Get Started button. See you soon. Hey guys, welcome back to another wonderful episode of The Ramblings. I'm your host, Angelo Roberts, and I have with us today Suzanne. How are you doing today, Suzanne? Introduce us. You are in insurance, you are at Allstate, you have a lot of things going. Give us a small tidbit about you.
Angelo, thanks for taking the time to be with me today. I'm really excited to be here. I love what you're doing, and I'm excited to be able to expand some of the stuff myself. Somebody once asked me, who are you? Okay, so I'm a mother, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've had 25 years of experience with Allstate in the insurance business, over 35 years. Dabble in some real estate. I'm an entrepreneur, and I think that's the biggest thing to keep in mind. And small business owner, employer, and wife of 27 years, married 27 years. So, never is going to say it's always easy, but we put the pieces together to make things happen. And the reality is, I'm excited to be able to start to share with people because we all go through different journeys. And maybe part of my journey will help you realize your journey along the way. And I think when we create a community of connecting conversations, I like to say that a rising tide will float all boats. So let's go in this tide together and get all of our boats rising to great horizons.
I absolutely agree. Thank you so much for coming to join us down today. So you mentioned you were with Allstate for 25, insurance for 35, married for 27. How have you found the time and the ability to balance all of these different kinds of tasks and responsibilities?
Oh, that's a fun question. Some might say I'm a little tweaked, but the reality is if you make a priority, you figure it out. And I always believe in elevating and delegating. So I don't do any of this without a team. I am super blessed to have a great team, whether it's my partner in marriage, my children who I work with, the staff that I have at my office. You should be able to create your own team. And whatever you do, I'm sure maybe it's a bookkeeper. From the business standpoint, right?
Right.
Are you able to grab a babysitter to make a meeting that you need to be at? I get involved in the school governance council at school. I'm passionate about being involved. I'm on a board of directors at another place. And I truly believe that giving back, I shouldn't say giving back. I didn't take, I'm giving. But when you give, it comes back to you. And so by being involved in the community with whatever your personal gifts are and being able to share them, it comes back tenfold to you by surrounding yourself with other good people.
That's absolutely amazing. Now, I have wind and super secret hearing because I have my ear to the streets. You are launching a podcast. Can you give us a little bit of insight on what the podcast is about?
You're funny, Angela. You're embarrassing me now. I love it. The reality is, I think a lot of us go through this entrepreneurial journey. The biggest business set in America is small business owners. And more and more and more women are in the workplace. Mm-hmm. And there are trials and tribulations that the way the kids pull on our shoestrings versus their father's shoestrings that come to this thing and the balance of how it goes. As much as I'd like to say it's the same, it's not. And it depends on how each parent reacts to things. It's okay. There's no right or wrong. I think you have to find your own dance. And if I can share part of my dance or my dance steps that have worked for me, and we can create broader conversations and horizons together, let's share things that work together. Let's think about what it does to expand our brain. How do we do something a little bit differently? You ever go to a conference or read a good book and you're like, oh, boom, that landed with me.
Yes.
And maybe it takes a few minutes to process it, or even once in a while, understanding how somebody experienced it themselves. It makes a difference because, oh, wow, I never thought of it that way. And maybe that lands with you. And that might be the way to apply it. And I hope to bring out conversations that maybe it relates to insurance. I hope to bring in conversations that relate to small business owners. I hope to bring in conversations that relate to parents in the workforce. I hope to bring in conversations regarding multiple streams of income. Because why do you want to be a sitting duck and have just your job perhaps have all full control over you? Maybe you want to find a way to make, some people call it moonlighting. But whatever it is to you, what's important to you, and how can I help you get there?
Wow, that's an absolutely interesting story. And I think a lot of us are going to be able to take in that experience that you have. I'm a big firm believer that you do not need to personally experience something to learn from someone else's experiences, which is, I think, the key in how when things resonate with us, and we're like, oh, that clicks. I didn't experience that, but it was said in the language that I was able to understand. It resonated. And I was then able to learn from your own personal experiences. And I think there's a lot of experiences to share. So before we have to let you go, I think I would like to have.
Well, can I add to a statement there real quick? I'm sorry to cut you in there.
Absolutely.
There's a quote, and please forgive me because I don't know who it is, but he said, a smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So it goes exactly to what you said. So let's all be wise together.
Welcome to Suzanne's Wisdom. Okay, Ramblers, that's it. Podcast over. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. And do me a favor, share this with someone who can also benefit from hearing today's episode. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on all platforms at Angela Roberts Jr. All right, until next time.